similar age as Glenn, but he's been fantastic. I think the crossover of Glenn learned under Dennis Allen and Sean Payton in New Orleans. Dennis Allen's now the DC in Chicago. Al Harris has got that, that those DBs, they lead the league in turnovers. The Jets don't create turnovers.
No.
I'd love a guy who's a younger. Again, Al Harris isn't 30 years old like Chris Banjo is, but an Al Harris or Jim Leonard that's like can relate to players a little bit better, is a little bit more maybe the mind's a little sharper of today's NFL. Like, I really like the other two coordinator hires. I just, unfortunately, Wilks was the right process on the wrong hire. Would you be like nervous of a first-time DC? But I guess in the NFL, first-time DC, like Jim Leonard's the home run hire, isn't he? Like,
well, definitely.
When he was here, I don't know, that would be awesome.
I wouldn't be nervous anymore. I thought when they hired Steve Wilks, the reason on paper I was like, okay, this made sense, is because you have a guy with such experience, head coaching experience too. And when you have a rookie head coach like Aaron Glenn, to me at least, I wanted someone there who has that experience. Next year, Aaron Glenn has head coaching experience, right? He's coached for a year. So you've just got to do better at that spot. Jim Leonard would probably be the guy that jumps out at me that I would want to add. But you mentioned the roster that they need to improve. Like, the good news is they've got a lot of cap space, not that they're going to blow it all in one offseason, and they're so flush with draft picks. But they got a lot of work to do, man. I mean, I'm so happy they didn't trade JJ, because that was one concern I had, is that they would move Jermaine Johnson at the trade deadline. Luckily, they didn't. I think he's a part of the answer. I think he's a guy who can be here for the next half a decade, hopefully longer. So I'm glad he's here, and hopefully will be here for a long time.
Yeah. I want to flip to the offensive side of the football. I'm kind of looking forward here because in weird ways, the offense feels like it needs less work. The problem is the two positions I think they need the most work at, like, are extremely valuable positions, right? And so it's like it skews it right now. With no Garrett, it's really hard to evaluate anything on the offense because Garrett is obviously such an important part of this thing. But in a way, I'm kind of glad that we saw what it would look like if Garrett's not in the lineup for a month. And it's like, hey, A.D. Mitchell's was a really nice acquisition thrown in the trade that any given week he could go for 100 yards and a touchdown. That means he could also probably go for 1 for 15 and be kind of a non-factor in a game. Same with Mechie. Like, those guys are the perfectly slotted number 3, number 4 type options. I really feel strongly a round 1 wide receiver needs to be a thing. And like, I don't know if they can find a way to leave a round 1 with a quarterback and a receiver, but if you can do that and you can partner now Garrett, Brees, Mason Taylor, this offensive line, that rookie quarterbacks walking in the best situation a rookie quarterbacks walked into since 2010 or 2009. I apologize. My fear was, I should say,